Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So another deck profile for you guys today. As promised, I'm bringing you guys a second version of my Trickstar deck. This time, it's actually going to have Band Sweet Guitar, rather. I know in the OCG it was called Sweet Band Guitar. But anyway, this also includes some of the new support cards from Duel Power. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So I had to test some hands, of course, and test this out on YGO and see like which was the correct ratios. And I think I might have found what I was looking for. So here we go. Okay, so starting off, you're going to be playing 3 Candinas standard. It searches out all your Trickstar cards, so you can search whatever you like. Next, 3 copies of Licorice, and shoutouts to my friend Owen. He traded me these ulti rares, so I'm really happy that I got my hands on the playset of the ultimate rare Licorices. So yeah, definitely a great card, best card in the entire deck in my opinion. 2 Corbane, and then 2 Lilybells. Mainly because I'm running 2 Pot of Desires in this deck, so I don't want to lose both. Like, if I lose one, I'd at least have another one ready. And that's pretty much it for the Trickstar monsters. For Side Engine, I'm just playing 2 Eater of Millions. And yeah, that's it. Just for free spot removal, banishes face down, so it's just a good way to get rid of monsters permanently. So, yeah. For hand trips, playing same ones as before, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, and 2 copies of Valor. Figure these were like really good. You don't want to run too many hand trips because they'll break you out. But that's why I had to extend my Trickstar count, because like this is primarily a pure build of Trickstars, and I'm mostly focusing on not just the fusion but also the link climbing capabilities of Trickstars. So that's why I'm running my deck the way it is now. All right. Moving on, playing 3 copies of Trickstar Light Stage, searches out any Trickstar monster of your choice, also locks down back row. 1 Trickstar Live Stage, which is your recursion, and also this card basically enables your fusion and your link climbing plays. So the way it works is that when this card is activated, you can return 1 Trickstar monster from your graveyard back to your hand. And if your opponent controls a spell or trap, you can special summon a Trickstar token. And if you control a Trickstar Link monster, you can special summon a Trickstar token. Both of them are going to be level 1s with 0 attack and defense. The only drawback is that you can't summon anything else except Trickstar monsters, but that's fine. Like I said, this is more of a pure build of Trickstars, so you're going to want to be able to like produce those tokens. That way you can like further extend your plays. So, and this also has a back row lock on too, but instead of sending it to the graveyard like Light Stage does, it just bounces back to hand. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the other one. Let's see here, once per turn. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the other card. It's Light Arena, that's what I'm thinking of. My bad. Alright, aside from that, playing 2 Terraforming, of course, it's semi-limited. 3 Called by the Grave, this is a staple. You always gotta have a Called by the Grave. And from the new supports, I felt like this was the correct one to play the most. 3 copies of Trickstar Magical Laurel. The great thing about this card is that it's a Premature Burial. That's all this card is. So it's basically your Monster Reborn / Premature Burial, but only specific for Trickstar monsters. So you activate this card by targeting 1 Trickstar monster in your grave, special summon it, and equip this card to it. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. And once per turn, if the equipped monster inflicts battle damage or effect damage to your opponent, you can special summon 1 additional Trickstar monster from your hand. So this card is, like, not only is it an extender piece to revive, but it also helps you summon out another free monster without eating up your normal summon potentially. So Magical Laurel is definitely the one you want to play at 3 out of the new support. So definitely a great piece. I highly recommend this card. Next up, 2 Pot of Desires. And yeah, I mean, come on. It's 40 cards. You want to burn through a quarter of your deck. That way you can draw into cards you know you're going to need. And because at times you're not always going to be able to draw what you're looking for. So Pot of Desires just kind of enables that factor. It's a high risk reward, basically. For 1 Trickstar Fusion. Like I said, I'm not too focused on the fusion. I'm mostly just focusing on link climbing. But the fusion does help because, you know, and we'll get to that in just a moment. 1 Super Poly, you know, for the meta, there's certain monsters you want to get rid of, and we do have a couple Super Poly targets. 1 Scapegoat, I mean, it's one of the Trickstar's best win conditions. Sadly, it's at 1 for a good reason, but whatever. And then lastly, 3 copies of Trickstar Reincarnation. Another Monster Rebornish card, but also banishes your opponent's hand. Alright, for the extra deck, I'm going to start off with the Link Monsters first. I'm going to be playing 1 Holly Angel, standard, 1 Divaritas, 1 Trickstar Bloom. So this is what we use the tokens mainly for. It's just a free summon. And also, it also helps us get into our Trickstar Band Sweet Guitar faster, because you need a Link monster to summon it, as long as it's Trickstar. 1 Trickstar Delfino. Now this is a really interesting card. This is one of the cards that people kind of overlook. The good thing about this card is that whenever this card declares an attack, while pointing to a Trickstar monster, and if your opponent has any Link monsters, depending on however many he controls, you can recycle any of your banished Trickstar cards that are already banished and add them back to your hand, and this card will gain 1,000 attack points for each one. So like your opponent has 2 Link monsters, his attacks, you have 2 reincarnations for example, bounce them back to your hand, and yeah, free power boost. So really good card. I'm also playing the new Trickstar Foxglove Witch. This card's actually more broken than I thought. So when it's summoned, you get to burn your opponent for every card he controls, and if it's destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, same thing, but only you get an additional bonus. You get to special summon any Link 2 or lower Trickstar monster. You mainly want to go for Holly Angel or Divaritas, and then burn your opponent again for another 200 points for each card he controls. So like this card basically punishes your opponent pretty hard if he decides to destroy it. For scapegoat targets, got Link Spider, Link Haribo, and of course Mrs. Radiant. Can't do without those. Got the 2 Nightmares of Unicorn and Phoenix. And for bonuses, Trisbana and Borlo Dragon. And that's generally it for the links. And for fusions, of course, as I mentioned, playing 1 Trickstar Band Sweet Guitar. So the way this card works is that effect damage inflicted to your opponent by your Trickstar Link monsters is doubled as long as this card is linked to that Link monster. And whenever your Trickstar monsters inflict burn damage, this card just gains attack points permanently until it attacks, of course. So whenever this card attacks, even if it didn't do damage, its power-ups will go back to 0 and it'll just go back to its normal stats. But you generally want to use this card to build up your attack strength and just go for an OTK. And for our super poly targets, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and 1 Violet Chimera. So enough said about that. For side deck, it's going to be the exact same one I used like last time. 1 Sphere Mode, 1 Dino Wrestler, or 3 Dino Wrestler Pankratops. I said 1 Sphere Mode, I meant 3 Sphere Mode. But yeah, 3 Sphere Mode, 3 Pankratops, 3 Mind Control, triple Twin Twisters, Subterra Gruen Control, and True Dracos and all that good stuff. And then lastly, Red Reboot, which in and itself is a hand trap if you really think about it. So, yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and I'll catch you guys again next time.